All right, welcome to the relationship show. This guy writes about his situation with a friend of hers who he wants to make into like a romantic relationship or whatever. But he's having some trouble and he's writing in. He says, I could seriously use some advice. Please help me. He says, I really need all of you, especially in this difficult situation. I've recently fallen head over heels for a girl. So there, clue one, well, he desperately needs help, which is fine, but it's like just kind of like a clue at least. Um, but the main thing, what I'm saying is he falls head over heels for a woman. And it's like when you do this, chances of you coming on way too strong if you don't already know what you're doing are very high. And it's like you get into this state where you're like, well, she's the one and she's everything. She's, so much. And then you start doing what this guy later does. So he says, um, girl that I've been friends with for nearly 4 years. I told her how I felt, expressed his feelings before she expressed them, expressed his feelings before even having a date. It's too much, too soon. It freaks women out if you do this. Um, and she apparently only views me as a friend. So yeah, freaked her out. She's like, step off. Just want to be friends with you. Wait, you're moving way too fast. He says, I hear many friend zone claims that it stems from being insincere. Yeah, maybe, but also rushing in way too fast. But I initially only viewed her as a friend for the first 3 years. And so what kind of changed? Did you act out of a state of like fear, like that, man, now I need a girlfriend, who am I going to choose? What the heck, I've been friends with this girl for 3 years. um so did it come from that, or you kind of have to overcome that barrier as well if she's been your friend for 3 years because she views you as a friend. And it's like all of a sudden you say you express your feelings to her, it's like it's too much. And it's like she already perceives you as this friend zone character, and probably, based on what you're, at least showing in this email and expressing to her that you're not very experienced, that she probably already recognizes that you're not very experienced. And so it's like you have a big barrier to overcome, because she's already like pre-framed you into this basically character of who you are as a person. And now you're trying to just automatically shift that. Um, says, I can honestly say from what I've learned about her, I like everything about her. It feels really bad, honestly. It's like, yeah, like now this is another pattern. It's just like putting her, everything, she's perfect. Everything about her is so great. Look up at her. Like, I mean, she's like, if you act this way, it makes her feel uncomfortable because like people don't want to be like, feel like they're better than you or that you're worse than them or they're like perfect, because being perfect is like such an impossible standard. So it's like impossible to attain, and it also puts a ton of pressure on people, and it's like it's not really fun to be around when you have that standard on yourself or when you put it on others, really. um, and a lot of it comes from this situation. When you get rejected, then it's like, oh, she's perfect and I missed out. It's just like a natural thing people do, and almost kind of live in this like fantasy about the other person when they get rejected. um my heart is broken and I don't think that I ever want to experience this again. Well, use it as a drive. Use it a drive to learn and really become a master at learning these attraction and relationship skills. Um, because you can use that as a motivator, really. He says, need some advice in moving forward, please. Serious advice. The only advice I get is people telling me stop being a simp, specifically from guys laughing at me. This is just so painful. I don't know how to move on. We are really close friends. I simply don't know what to do at this point. At this point, now you've already messed up pretty bad as far as attraction goes. Um, and so your only real chance of okay, decide what you want to do. Do you want to be like romantically involved with her? Do you have to have that? Or if you can let that go and just be her friend, do you want to be her friend? So decide that. Now, if it is her friend, just be basically, you definitely want to give her some space after this and then just maintain a friendship. If you want it to be, in some kind of like relationship, some kind of like romantic, intimate relationship, then you say, it's tough because you already messed up. It's like, how are you going to approach her again and say, restate your terms? It's like, ideally, if she tells you like she's just interested in being friends, you say, well, man, you're incredible, and I can't really settle for just being your friend, because I'm really attracted to you. But if you, change your mind, feel free to reach out. But otherwise, take care. And you just like state your terms and walk away and mean it, and then let her come back to you, because in this situation, getting her back, you're in a position where it's going to be very difficult to do so, because ideally you have to basically get her to come to you. um, you probably you probably messed up too bad in this situation, unless you back off for an extended period of time and then all of a sudden she reaches out, and then you try to make a date again. And if you get rejected for the second time, then it's like, then you restate your terms and then you walk away and mean it. And then she can reach out to you. If you've already asked her twice, you don't ask again. She has to bring it up. But that's kind of the situation you're looking at here. Um, just give her that space, especially after you've been rejected like that.